That little spot on the bottom that's blue that has the Bordentown, New Jersey, and the zip code, that's actually the Burlington-Bristol Bridge. It's a drawbridge type that raises up. Just wanted to point that out to you in case you're interested in Googling it. Do you have a drywall stain? This is absolutely, positively the best way to cover a water stain in drywall. Guaranteed. It's gonna smell a little bit in here.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'll open this door.
As you can see, the homeowner did not want their child using this toilet, so they duct taped it shut. I'm going to pull this toilet off the floor and change the wax ring out. While we have the toilet off the floor, we'll inspect the flooring and see if there's any damage. Never silicone your toilet to the floor. In most municipalities, this is against code, and if your toilet does leak past the wax ring and leak, it's going to go downstairs to the first floor. Or at the very least, it's going to sneak under your flooring and create mold that you're not even going to know about, which could make you sick. It's not a good idea, not a good practice, and like I said, in most municipalities, it is against code, so don't even do it. As you can see, right here is where the wax ring must have been failing and the water leaked by, underneath the flooring, underneath the linoleum, and into the drywall ceiling in the kitchen below. I'm real big on making sure things are clean when I leave. So I'm cleaning up the silicone here so that after the toilet's reinstalled, the customer doesn't see pieces of silicone sticking out from under the toilet and have no way to access them to clean it himself. I like to put things back better than I found them. If you're in the service industry, it's a great idea to keep some kind of a spray cleaner in your truck and some paper towels. This here is awesome. I get from the Dollar Tree. It's $1 a bottle, and it works wonderful. If you don't want any callbacks and have to go back and repair something you already repaired once, I suggest using a number 35 wax ring. This is a number 35. It's extra thick and reinforced, and it has the plastic horn in it that directs the wastewater down into the drain pipe. I've never had a callback using one of these. Because toilet paper is a very weak paper that can't withstand much moisture, I put it around the lines like this just to make sure it's not leaking. It's the easiest way to find out if it's leaking. You'll see it on the toilet paper before you'll see it on anything else.
All dry. All dry. Everything's dry. Everything's dry.
There's really not much you can do about the pull change on these cheap light fixtures. They're like $2.97 a piece. It's easier just to change out the entire fixture. The client decided that he did not want the long string on it because he didn't want his children turning this light on and off. You just see me here just checking to make sure there's no power there. Client shut off the power at the breaker box, and I just wanted to make sure he shut the right breaker off. Not only that, but you might want to check out the video that I have in this collection called Zapped by the Fickle Finger of Fate. The screen will be like a bluish color so you can see it, and it says Zapped, pretty big font. I had a client I was doing some electrical work for. She removed her own switch out of the wall, and I asked her for the switch because I wanted to check continuity in it, and she thought I meant turn the switch, meaning the breaker, back on for that box, and when she did, I pulled a fireball out of her wall. The GoPro was running, so I actually got some freeze frames of exactly what it looked like. It happened so quick I didn't even flinch in the video, but you should take a look at it. It's kind of comical. Well, I didn't want that to happen again here today, so it's just easier just to check it and make sure that there's no live wires in there. I got it hooked up backwards. Black always goes to gold. It really doesn't matter which wire is hooked up here, but if an electrician had done this, or anyone that has any electrical knowledge, they would have definitely put the black wire, which is the hot wire, to the gold screw. So this is just an indicator that it was done by somebody not very familiar with electrical code. Yeah, this is a boring part of the video. You don't want to watch me just swap this light out. So I went to turn the breaker box back on again. And as you can see, when I snap the breaker back on, the light comes on. Well, I'm in the garage right now, so I don't know it's working, but naturally I assume it is because it's a simple fixture. So now I'm down here checking, making sure the string works. He actually had me remove this string afterwards because he didn't want his kids playing with it. So this client told me he had a local handyman come while he was out of town and repair the ceiling where his tub leaked. That's the discoloration you see by the light over there. The video doesn't show it, but you can see the taped seam. It was very poorly done. He said he was going to thought about having me finish it, but he already paid the guy for the work, and then when he come back from being out of town, he realized it was done so poorly. So the guy's supposed to come back and finish it up and fix it. I have a feeling that he's probably going to give me a call because any handyman or anybody that's willing to leave the ceiling looking like that probably isn't going to do a good job anyway. You see where I'm covering that stain right now, that shellac, that spray-on shellac. It's an amazing product. It really covers stains better than anything else on the market. You can buy Kills, you can buy any of that stain blocking paint. It's all garbage as far as I'm concerned. This shellac is oil based. You spray it on there. Nothing leaks through oil. You know when you take a jar and you put oil and water in it, the water sits on top of the oil? Well, the water sits on top of this oil too, and you paint over the oil and you don't see the stain. Look how it blended right in there. And that's only the first coat. We're going to put 2 coats on before we leave today. And it looks a heck of a lot better than it did. So here we go, new faucet, old drain, and the new faucet doesn't have one of the pull rods to operate the drain because it's one of those click type drains where you just push it down. Why wasn't it changed? Well, here's why. It's all silicone together and his father was afraid of changing it. So we're going to change it for him so this sink works properly. It doesn't look like the wreck of the Hesperus under here anymore. So I'm loosening the nut on the drain assembly and it's still not loosening the drain. I have a feeling that they siliconed a lot more than just this nut into place. So I'm going to have to cut this out of here, unfortunately. This is the push and release type of drain. So you push it down to stop the water and push it again to release it. But if you shave your face into the sink, you got to stick your hand through all your shavings to let the water out. It's kind of a ridiculous design. Okay, so take the tapered piece of rubber that's kind of like a cone shape and put the tapered piece up. You want it to fit into the bottom of the hole of the sink. And then you're going to take the plastic nut, put it on there, and tighten it down until the rubber that's on the top of the sinkhole and the rubber on the bottom of the sinkhole compress together, creating a watertight seal. You like watching me work? I'd rather watch me work too. Although this is quite an easy job to do, I do appreciate you tuning into the channel and taking a look at what I do on a daily basis. It's kind of fun recording it, and I enjoy making these videos as well. Drop me a comment, even if you're just saying hello. Let me know you're here. I'd appreciate it. And please, subscribe to the channel. That lets me know that you're definitely here and makes me have a little bit more drive to make more movies. Alright, so I'm putting the plastic nut and washer into place, and then I'm going to slide this trap on here and find out how much of the drain assembly I need to cut off so that it seats properly into the trap. I think it's only a matter of like 1.5 inches that has to come off of it, if my memory serves me well. So you hook it up to the right hand side, just kind of see how the distance is and take that much off. You can be off like 1/4 inch. It isn't really going to hurt anything, but I like to put as much plastic drain assembly into the trap as I possibly can. Funny thing about this job here is when the client came in after I was all done and had him look at the work and make sure he was satisfied with the outcome, he asked me if I changed the direction of the drain under the sink. He thought it drained into the back wall, and I had to laugh a little bit at it. I was like, "No, man, dude, I can't change that drain in that short a period of time." He's like, "Well, I guess you did. I guess you couldn't. I guess you couldn't." He goes, "But I don't remember it draining to the right." I was like, "Well, I can assure you, I can't change the plumbing in your house in a matter of like 10 or 15 minutes. So here we are, running the water and checking for leaks, making sure that the drain assembly actually holds water in the sink and no water leaks by it. I'm used to using plumber's putty. When I install one of these, this is something new where they're using these rubber washers. But surprisingly, it works great. First shot through. Alright, so we took care of a few jobs in that house, took care of the wax ring in the toilet on the second floor there, took care of the staining on the kitchen ceiling, and replaced the drain assembly in that lower bathroom on the first floor. There was a few other jobs that he was interested in, but he wanted the other handyman that he already paid to take care of them, so that was the work for this work log. I appreciate you watching.